Okay. All right. So hi, Susie. How's it going?
Hello, it's going. It's going.
All right. So just before we get started, since this is our first session, there's a few things that I did want to go over with you.
Mm-hmm.
The first one we talked about right before I started recording, but normally I would have you sign a few pieces of paper. We'll go over them, but since we're online, I'm just going to do a verbal agreement with you.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, so the first one is just, it states that you understand that your counseling sessions are going to be recorded, video and audio. And then they'll be evaluated by Dr. Lawrence, who is my supervisor right now.
Mhm.
And that's just for part of the educational requirements for the class that I'm in. And are you okay with that? Awesome. And then the next thing that we're going to go over is the informed consent. So that is going to take a little bit longer to go over just because there's a few different elements to it. So if you have any questions at any point, just let me know. Okay. Okay. So the first thing is eligibility of services. And it just states that all members of the community are eligible for the counseling services and they are free of charge. The counseling clinic does provide a range of counseling services, all counseling concerns, including crisis intervention, interpersonal issues, vocational counseling, group counseling, school difficulties, substance abuse treatment, and general personal concerns. Also, all of the counselors that are associated with the clinic, or in my case, the skills class, are students who are working to complete their master's degree. And so we will receive supervision by a licensed professional counselor. And for me, that's Dr. Lawrence. We're not going to be doing any assessments, so we'll just kind of skip over that.
Okay.
And then the next thing is confidentiality. So all communications between us are held to the strictest confidence. We abide by the American Counseling Association Code of Ethics regarding confidentiality. But I do want to let you know that according to state and federal law, there are some instances where I may have to disclose information if necessary. And those would be, we're bound by the Child Protection Law of 1975 to report any and all suspected child abuse or neglect to the Department of Human Services. Next would be the Michigan state law to report any suspected elder abuse or neglect. Again, that would be to the Department of Human Services. And then if there is an instance where a client makes threatening statements to harm an individual or a group of individuals, we would have to report that to local law enforcement and the individual or the group of individuals that is being threatened. And then lastly, if you appear to be at risk to yourself, we would inform the emergency contact person that we have on file for you. And that's just to like ensure your welfare. And if there is an instance where we have to breach that confidentiality, I will make you aware of that just so you're always informed of what's going on.
Okay.
Do you have any questions so far?
I don't.
Okay. And then for the counseling records, we kind of went over this, but I am in supervision. So everything will be maintained in your record and your treatment plan. No one has access to this except for the staff in the counseling clinic, and the records will be maintained for 6 years following the termination of treatment.
Okay.
And then again, with the research, we're not going to be doing any research. We're going to kind of skip over that. For our appointment policy, if you need to change or cancel your appointment, we just ask that you let us know 24 hours in advance or as soon as you know. If you do miss an appointment without calling first, you are not guaranteed another appointment. All appointments are scheduled on the top or bottom of the hour. So arriving 15 minutes or more late to the session may result in the cancellation of the session. And then again, you wouldn't be guaranteed the appointment if you do arrive late. And that's all I have for informed consent right now. Did you have any questions?
Okay, so what would happen in the event that I don't feel as if I'm getting what I need from my therapist Am I able to switch therapists? Now, how does that go? Does that
Yeah, we
work?
would definitely be able to give you a referral to either another therapist that is better suited for you, or maybe someone that has a different specialty that aligns with what you're looking for.
Okay. Okay.
Any
Okay.
other?
So in
Go ahead.
the event that that emergency does come up and I'm not able to call, because that does happen. Now, I have a lot going on.
Mhm.
So with that being said, although I'm gonna try my best to make each and every appointment, uh, how many times do you give us these appointments?
There's not a specific time. It's just if we can fit you back into the schedule. So you just want to let us know as soon as possible, and we'll do our best to make sure that we can get you in.
No,
Okay. Any other questions that you have?
no, that would be it.
Awesome. So that is it for the paperwork that I have to go over with you. So do you want to tell me a little bit about what's been going on?
Well, things changed within my household, I would say in May. Um, my youngest, I have three kids,
Okay.
pretty much adults. My youngest is 19, she's away at school. So I would say in May, things changed. I was no longer an empty nester. Um, so what happened, I actually out of town, I took my two nieces with me. And I went with one of my sisters, the whole group of us. So when I came back home, we came back home, I was kind of wondering like why my sister hasn't come to pick up my nieces. So come to find out, we get a phone call and it's like late night, like 4 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, about 4 in the morning, early morning. And it was actually the police on the phone. So it was the police, and my niece came and gave me the phone and was like, the police on the phone, have to go get my nephew, or they're gonna take him, down to CPS is gonna get involved. So basically, my sister, she she unfortunately she relapsed. So I have had the two girls ever since May. So it's been
Okay. So you were an empty nester. Your 19-year-old was away at college. And then in May, what was that? I'm sorry.
yes, my other two are grown. They live in Atlanta.
Okay. And then in May, you had your nieces for a little while and you came back, and you were wondering why your sister hadn't picked them up. And then at 4 o'clock in the morning, you got a phone call, and it was the police telling you that you needed to come and get your nephew. Otherwise, CPS would get involved. And it turns out that your sister was dealing with a relapse.
Right.
Okay. What was that feeling like for you?
Uh, I was hurt. I was hurt first of all. But at the same time, I can't say I was also surprised because she had supposedly been clean like 16 years. But within these past 3 years, there has been some behavior here and there. And we like having a drink, but we couldn't put our finger on, well, we didn't want to assume, right? Because we didn't want to face it. But I was also surprised, but definitely hurt.
So you were hurt and surprised by the relapse, but it's sounds like you were kind of suspecting that there was more going on.
Yeah.
Okay.
My other sisters and I, it's five of us.
Okay.
So yeah.
So there's five of you, and you and your other sisters had kind of talked about her behavior. But maybe it seems like you didn't want to just assume the worst, but you knew that something was off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how are your nieces dealing with all of this? And your nephew?
Well, my other sister took the 11-year-old nephew. She had him pretty much until this past August. But my two nieces, 13 and 14. Actually, my sister had my 14-year-old niece and 16-year-old nephew. the other kids she actually adopted that were family members anyway. So, um, so I haven't met counseling. Um, it's different because here is structure and it's rules, and they are not used to that.
Okay.
So, it's different for them. They are in therapy. They say they don't need it, but I still have them going. But it's different. I know my niece really wants to help her mom, but she knows it's not healthy, you know. But they seen a lot, been involved in a lot, did a lot. So it's kind of hard trying to, you know, try to change their way of thinking and change what they know to something new. You know, it's hard when you didn't raise them, you know. So
So they went from kind of a more loose structure to now they're having to adjust to more of a structure and kind of more
correct.
rules and things, expectations maybe.
Right, right. So for sure.
And they said that they don't need the therapy, but you think it's best that they stay in it.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. Yeah.
How is what's going on with your sister now?
Oh, nothing. She did go to rehab. It was only for a month. She got out. I think the same day she got out in February. She went back to the same behavior.
I'm
So
sorry to hear
my
that.
thank you. My 16-year-old, her actual son, he's still there. He don't want to leave. Uh, but the 11-year-old and the 16-year-old she had, another family member took them in. So yeah. 1 second. I will talk to you in a minute. So yeah.
So
That
the
is
11-year-old and the 16-year-old are staying with someone else, but the
her actual son.
her
He's still at
actual
home.
son. Okay.
He's still at home. Yeah, because he ain't got used to doing things, and he know if he leave, he gonna have to cut all that out. So then he's worried about his mom. So now it's just them two.
Okay.
Yeah.
Seems like there's a little bit of worry there, maybe.
It is on both ends. Because I worry about my sister, of course. Because she's not in her right mind. And then she's schizophrenic, so she have her moments with that. Um, then my nephew, because he's over there, with his friends or whatever the case may be. He's going to school. He's a sophomore. But yeah, he doesn't want to leave. And like I said, another sister of mine will actually take him in because she actually had him as soon as my sister gave birth. She went straight to rehab. So she had him for like a year.
Okay.
So, but yeah. So that's that.
So what are you doing to kind of take care of yourself during all of this?
Ooh. Um, I travel some, I know, for the most part, I started back exercising.
You're cutting out just a little bit.
I said I started back. Let me put this back in my ear. I started back exercising. I travel here and there. So yeah, it's a lot, because I have, I'm dealing with uh, psoriasis. I'm psoriasis. Also, right, it's like Crohn's.
Okay.
So I'm dealing with that. So of course, stress, flares it up, and this and that. So I have my moments where I'm ready to. Y'all gotta go. Y'all gotta go. So I definitely have my moments, but I don't know.
So it sounds like the exercise and the travel kind of helps a little bit, but with everything going on, you have some health issues too, and that's kind of making those maybe a little bit worse.
Correct.
Okay.
So yeah. So I'm hoping come summer, I'm gonna send them to Atlanta with my other two kids. So that's the plan. So hopefully that is what it's gonna be.
And then would that give you like a little bit of a break?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
for sure. For sure.
And
Yeah.
what, in the time when you have that break, what would you like to do with that time?
I might even work summer school. I might work summer school, but just being home.
Yeah.
I don't have to be out, just in my apartment, relaxing, not having to fuss at no one, not having to worry about the next one eating. If I don't want to cook, I don't have to cook. Just enjoying me.
So it's just some time to maybe even decompress a little bit and just
Yes,
do whatever
for,
you want to do.
for sure. For sure.
We all need that.
Yes. Yes. So, yes. So, yeah. But yeah, I do have one of my sisters, she will let them come over. She stay maybe 10 minutes from me.
Okay.
So we on break next week. So we get out tomorrow. I plan on taking over my sister's house and seeing them following Sunday. So yeah,
So that should be a nice, even a little break for you.
yes.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I just kind of want to summarize everything that we've talked about so far.
Mhm.
Since May, you've kind of been having a hard time because your sister relapsed and you had your nieces. And your nieces have now moved in with one of your other sisters, correct? Or they're
No,
still with
the
you?
two nephew.
Okay.
No, they still here.
Okay.
The
So
13
you
and
still have
14
the
years here.
nieces. Okay. And you're hoping that in the summer you'll get a little bit of a break by sending them to Georgia with your grown children.
Correct.
Okay. And your sister is now out of rehab, but she's still doing the same behaviors and she's living at home with your nephew, who's a sophomore.
Correct.
Okay. And right now, the way that you're kind of dealing with this or taking care of yourself is through exercise and travel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So just to kind of, I know with the health things going on, I'm just wondering if maybe we can come up with, between now and our next session, maybe some more things that you can do for self-care.
Mm-hmm.
I know that you said that you're really busy, so it doesn't have to be anything super like in depth, just maybe
Mm-hmm.
something little at the end of the day to kind of decompress. Does that sound like
Okay.
something maybe you can make a list of maybe a few things you could do just to kind of help with your stress or to kind of give yourself a reset?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Does
I
that
come
sound
up with a couple
manageable?
things.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Okay.
does.
Awesome. So we'll do that between now and your next session on Tuesday. And then if you come up with that list, maybe even try to implement them and we'll talk about how that kind of works out for you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that'll be fine. I can do
Awesome.
that.
Okay. That sounds really good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. So that is all I have for you today. And we will meet again next Tuesday.
Okay, that'll be fine. What time did we say next Tuesday?
We said morning, we didn't set a time. So if
Okay.
you want to let me know whatever time works for you.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, morning would be great. That'd
Okay.
be
And
fine.
then we can plan. Yeah, I know we were emailing back and forth. So if you want to just send me a time that works for you, I can make it work.
Mhm. Okay.
Awesome.
Okay, that's fine. Can you do before 12?
I can.
Okay. So how about 10? Or is that too
Perfect.
early?
10 o'clock. Nope, that's perfect. Let me
Okay.
just
We
write
can
that
do
down real
10.
quick. Okay. Awesome. And then do you have
Okay.
any feedback for me?
Well, I think you did pretty good.
Thank you.
I'm gonna mention these other things that we did in class, but that'll come when you get to, of course, practicum. But I think you did pretty good.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
so I can't think of anything that I can say that you can work on. I think you did pretty good. Summarizing, um, pretty much. I can't think of the word right now, but summarizing and repeating what I said. I said,
Reflection.
yeah, reflection. My
Yeah.
bad.
They're
My
all
bad.
fresh for me. I got it. It's okay.
Yes, reflection. So yes, I think you did pretty good. So
Okay. Thank you
I
so
do.
much for helping me out. I really appreciate it.
No problem. We didn't do this.
Really?
We didn't, not that, no, I don't recall. Now, I did have a class with Dr. Lawrence, and we did it like that, but it wasn't nothing like this, no.
Okay, we've been practicing with, some of the other people in our class, but it's nice to have someone that we don't know. So
Oh,
that
but
was
you
really
know
cool.
what? Okay, this is skills. What class
Yeah,
is this?
skills.
Okay, so I took skills at Central Michigan in Southfield.
Okay,
'Cause I was there first before I transferred. So yeah, I
okay,
had skills there. Yeah,
awesome.
but yeah, you did pretty good.
Thank you. All right. Well, I'm excited to meet with you next Tuesday too. I was a little bit nervous, so I think it went really well.
Yeah, I think so too. I think so too.
All right. Well, it
Yeah.
was really nice to meet you,
Okay, you too.
and I will see you next Tuesday.
Okie dokie.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye.
Bye.
Bye.